Hello and welcome to my review of the Patek 5212 Calatrava Weekly Calendar, which I've been wearing for a few weeks. Let's get started. The Patek 5212 was first released back in 2019 and was inspired by the reference 2512, which is a piece-unique Patek produced back in 1955. Specifically, the 5212 shares a similar case, lugs, and hands. This watch was also used to introduce a new complication to Patek's calendar lineup, the weekly calendar. What makes this calendar so great is that setting it is idiot-proof. You can use the pushers and crown to adjust the calendar regardless of what time the watch is showing, and not break the thing. It's worth highlighting that as far as Calatravas go, the 5212 has elements that might make it a future classic. For example, based on my limited knowledge, it's the first modern steel Calatrava that is serially produced and not a limited edition. Visually, the 5212 is also very un-Patek. This stems largely from the typography, which is handwritten. At a glance, the font might look like some Comic Sans knockoff where someone forgot to turn off caps lock. But if we take a close look at October, November, and December, you'll notice that the letters BER are all written differently. The story goes that Terry Stern was so enamored with the original sketch of the 5212 that he decided to keep the free-form typography, as it reminded him of a school calendar. The unique handwritten typography, coupled with the abundance of information on the dial, makes it quite the treat to admire. There's this fun quirkiness that the 5212 has, which is understandably lacking in many other modern Pateks. Personally, I also don't find the dial too messy, as all the hands and characters are based around the center. This contrasts to some traditional calendar watches, where having a load of different subdials makes the dial look cluttered. One last point I want to highlight about the dial is the black and gold applied hour markers and hands. They provide a sharp contrast and pop to the dial, while also playing brilliantly with light. Dial aside, the hand-polished case is also a work of art. Both the case and lugs are two-tiered and vintage in style, which pairs quite well with the typography. More importantly, the watch wears so remarkably well. Coming in at 40 mm in diameter and 10.8 mm in thickness, I often don't notice the watch on my wrist. Overall, the 5212 is super wearable, looks amazing, and has elements that make it a future collectible. It's a piece where if you want to take some time to admire the small idiosyncratic details, you can. Alternatively, if you just want to wear it all the time and not think about it, you can do that as well. One could easily wear the 5212 every day into the office without your boss or clients noticing. Before I end this video, I do want to highlight some flaws with the 5212. The first is the date window, which looks half-assed. It lacks a border and looks like someone randomly cut a hole in the dial. Next, for some mysterious reason, turning the crown doesn't move the time much. This is quite frustrating, especially for those that often rotate between different watches. Thank you for watching this video. There's more interesting stuff coming up, so if you enjoyed what you saw, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. The support really means a lot to me. Thank you.